In this session, we are going to see how to create church groups, departments, and church subunits all together. So I'll log in using my user ID 04 times, the password also 04 times all together. So if you remember, in the previous session we did the register church member. Now we're on the church groups. Our offertories can come from also the church groups. In our training, we spoke about this, but we are going to see how we can actually create our families, cities, in Mutom's also departments, and the church subunits. Actually, I'm going to talk about covering the church groups, the departments, and the church subunits all together. Church subunits, you can have companies or Sabbath school. Now, those I actually spoke about in the training altogether. So we have logged into Mutoms. The way we do that is we are going to go to our church settings and configurations. Remember, we have been playing with the offertory, so we don't go here. If we want to create our church groups and departments and church subunits. Actually, if you come down here, you'll see we have church groups, we have departments, and we have church subunits. So we'll start with the church groups. So when I click on the church groups, it's actually ticked here. I can see its corresponding form on this side altogether. Now I'm going to click on top here. If you see, there is a plus sign which has church groups. So we're going to click on that. It's going to bring us this small window. What I can do here is I have different groups that can exist in our church. But they're kind of some churches by default have families, cities, building classes, lesson classes. We are free to add more, but I'll click on, I'll just for demonstrational purposes, I'll enter families at our church. One can be Hagag, Jerusalem. You can call them different names. I'll call them some I can have Haggai, depending on how you call them. I can have Malachi. Depending, all churches have different ways they call their families or cities. So if you've seen, I've done this. I double click. This is what I've just entered all together. So I can turn down here. I can also enter maybe cities. Cooking classes, sometimes family names are the same as the cooking classes. So they kind of, these are church groups into which members actually subdivided into the smaller groups of the church. So we call them different names. I'll just give an example. But for purposes of this demo, I'm not going into the membership thing altogether. So this is how I've created them. So when I come to my offertory section here, the offertory might have come from a family. You understand? So remember, I'm already in the system as a registered church member. Now I've also added in my families. I can type Haggai, or I can put somewhere here. So it means that the offertory came from that particular group. Look, so it is, we don't have what it can do right now, but it's not making sense. I can say they also gave, it's not actually there. In later sessions, we'll see where this actually, maybe this can be used for lunch for Samweri, or lunch for Jerusalem. You see, it kind of relates. It does not apply maybe to tithe, but we'll talk about that. So I'm just showing you how we are increasing on our form altogether. So the system is, we are telling it that this offertory came from this family, came from a church group called Family Haggai altogether. So the next one that we have seen is a department here. Again, I'm going to click if I want to put add in my departments which are in the church. I click on the department settings. Then again, I click up here all together. So I'm going to click on the department. Now, by default, Central Uganda Conference, the conference gives us a guideline on the departments that we're supposed to be having in the church. Now, what you see in the gray are the standard parent departments. They are there, but for us what we want to do is to just tag onto them so that later on we can map with the conference. So if I'm to look for a department, I want to create maybe the youth department. What I'm going to look for is I can see youth, which is being specified by the conference. So what I do is I right click. When I right click, it is going to bring me a small menu, a small option, create a department. When I click it, I'm going to click on youth. Please give it a fully qualified name, youth department. I can save. I can also have maybe the women's department. So I will go here. This is women's ministry. So here I can also create women's department. So I'll save that. So if I come into my system here and I click on women's department, you can see if I have the youth, they have also actually come. If you see in this menu, it's actually increasing. I have my families, I have my registered members, and I also have my departments, which are again coming in from the system. So the system, we're going back to this particular table where it said this member name is actually where did the offertory come from. So it can come from these categories. We already spoke about this one. We've already done this one. We have already done this right now. This is also what we have also done at the moment all together. So the last option is creating the church subunit. Now the church subunit, these are smaller churches within the church altogether. Those branches, the better name is the branches altogether. Those churches, those who are being formed so that they can later on become mature or be an independent church altogether. So if you have them, the way we do it is I select whether it's a company or Sabbath school. I right click, again I right click, and maybe I can put which one is ours. Let me see. There was one which they gave in the training. Maybe let me call it I don't use a church which is known. Let me call it okay, let me call it demo Sabbath school, Sabbath SDA church. But you can relate, you can put all your church subunits under this particular section altogether. If I want to edit, I right click again and edit, so I can change it to that particular. Same applies to the departments. I can come down here. If I wanted to change this, maybe I made a mistake, I can edit it, and once I'm done editing, I can save all together. So we have created this. When I come back to my offertory again here, I'm having the demo Sabbath school SDA, which is it's a Sabbath school altogether. It's a smaller church. So these actually brought tithe as a group. Maybe in total it was 120,000. Expense meeting, they brought again 120. This makes sense because they bring the offertory as a what? I'll change this to maybe let me see, camp meeting expense. Here it is going to be, so I'll save this. So this actually makes sense. So again, on our third, we have, so the system is actually getting more intelligent. It knows who the demo Sabbath is. It knows this one. It knows this one. So pretty much that's it for the departments, church groups, and the church subunits. Thank you. See you in another session.